Welcome to Good News Only. I'm Lashana Guy, and this is a show where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us all together every weekday morning at 10:30 a.m. We are recapping the good news only, the feel-good headlines, the community and local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, email me at news25 at wek.com and be sure to put Hey Shauna, that's SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I would love to share your good news right here on the show. Today's show, as always, is full of good news. For starters, it's the weekend. Oof. I'm so, for whatever reason, these weeks, the days in the week for me are flying by. I can't believe it's already Friday again. I am grateful for that. Don't get me wrong, but it's still just hard to believe that it's already Friday. It feels like it was just Friday. So, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, wait. Tell me about it. Okay, okay, okay. For me, this weekend is nothing. My favorite thing now, I say nothing, but most of the stuff that I have to do takes place on my phone anyway. So, my sister's birthday is coming up, one of my sisters, her birthday is coming up on the 23rd. So happy early birthday to her. We'll do that again formally. I'm trying to get her to come on the show for her birthday. We'll see how that works out. She's the kind of person who's already picked up, she's a nurse, and at a couple of the hospitals here. And she's already picked up a shift to work for part of the day that day. Um, so, who knows? But I think it would be fun for her to be on the show. Me personally, I don't work on my birthday. That's a holiday. It's a global holiday, so that's never happening. Did I work? I didn't work on my birthday this year. Would I have worked on my birthday if it meant I had to be with you guys? Maybe, but I do not typically work on my birthday because that is a global holiday. I wish I would go to work on my birthday,
What day is your birthday?
January 3rd.
What day is it next year? So we know that we'll be talking to you on January 3rd next
No,
year.
you won't.
Yes, you will. That's
Uh-uh.
cool.
In video. Last birthday we didn't have it worked out for the video for the recording. So we do now. You'll be talking to me in video. I'll be next year. I'm gonna do like I always do. Be somewhere on a beach. I usually go on a trip for my birthday. I didn't do that this year.
That's all you need some sand? Listen,
Yes,
I
and
bring you some
sun.
sand.
And sun and no
Wait,
newsroom.
wait, what? Are you up right now?
I mean, because we're in the show and here
All
you
right,
are
watch
interrupted
this.
again.
There you go. You need some sun? Everybody, watch this.
That's
Got enough
not
sun for you?
sun. That's LED light and there's no sand, and
I'm going to provide the sand.
there's plenty of you, which you should not be when I go on my vacation. For my birthday, I should be on that beach drinking something fermented and having a good time.
We, we, we talked about last week about mocktails. If we could bring some mocktails,
That's not
some sand,
fermented.
and that's okay. You know,
A mocktail is not
we're looking
fermented.
out for your health. This is health.
We'll have more good news only after the break. Because now there are untruths being told.
Who is always here for you to give you all kind of stuff to talk about?
Welcome back to Good News Only. And you guessed it, he's still here. But we're going to get started with the good news. Starting with, it was not good news, not sand in the newsroom instead of a nice trip that I'm used to for my birthday. So, not the newsroom. So, we're going to talk about this cool program. It's a barbershop, actually, in St. Louis. I thought it was really cool. It's called Clippers and Cops, and it was started by a cop. I'm going to make sure I can pull up this video for you. Let's see if I got it. I'm telling you, one day I'm going to get it. There we go. So in St. Louis, Missouri, Tyrone Dennis is changing lives through conversation. I thought that was so cool the way he does this. Listen to this. So his program, Clippers and Cops, it brings teens and mentors together in the barbershops. Dennis is a former officer and a current school safety director, and he started the initiative in Atlanta. So Barber Dimitri Gibson, who you'll see in a second, helps guide discussions and build trust. Teens like Christian Ford say it gives them perspective and it keeps them on the right path. Here he's talking about, this actually is Dennis. Here he's talking about how there was one teenager that had come into the shop and had 5 felonies. 5 felonies in 1 year. And he told him if he started to pull his life together to do the things he knows that he should do, that he would help him get those charges off of his record. And he did. He did, and he graduated high school, and he was presented with the information that those charges had been taken off his record at graduation. So that's awesome. And this guy here is Christian Ford, and he says that this program, this mentorship program, gives him perspective and it keeps him on the right path. He says that he's actually approached often with the temptation. People come to him and try and persuade him to do things that he knows is they're wrong. But this program helps him. He says that he hopes for the future for teenagers like him that are needing help getting on the right path. He hopes that they would come in and participate in the program and that they would go at least attend school more, which I thought was important because we know that there's all kinds of reasons why kids have a hard time attending school, but we know that it is definitely one of those things that's necessary. It can help keep kids out of trouble and out of harm's way at the very least, right? And then we're talking about the educational standpoint. So I thought that was a very cool program. Dimitri said that when he first started, he had law enforcement officers and felons and lawyers all in the same room, getting their haircut, which we know that's not unheard of, right? It's not uncommon to be in a barbershop or in a public space like that, but to have all of them in that space talking about how to improve their own lives and eventually the community is a great thing. So great job to him, and this program seems to be very successful. So congratulations, Dimitri, and thank you for all of what you're doing to provide a safe community for our young people and everyone else. So moving on, we're going to talk about this. I thought this was cool yesterday. When I seen it, I just want to know how they can authenticate this stuff. But it's really cool. It's a rare artifact from RMS Titanic sinking, from the RMS Titanic sinking, and it's going up for auction. It's a life jacket that belonged to survivor Laura Mabel Francelli. The auction house Henry Aldrich and Sons expects it to fetch nearly $500,000. What do you do? What does one do with that? I would think that would be in a museum, but what do you do with it? Oh, so it's something that's written on it to prove, I guess. But what do you do with something like that? It's an interesting and amazing piece of history. But to have it in your house, maybe you donate it to a museum or rent it to a museum. I don't know. Loan it to a museum. I don't know, but that's pretty cool. The only known survivor life jacket ever offered publicly is this one here. This piece offers a tangible connection to one of history's most infamous tragedies. So, you know what I find interesting about the Titanic? Younger kids, I mean, like little kids. And when I say little, I mean like 10 and under. They are, noticed more and more of them being very fascinated by the Titanic and what happened in that tragedy. And I just think that is so interesting that they are so, and I guess maybe it's because maybe it's the concept of like a boat. Like a lot of kids love ships, boats, trains, that kind of thing. But the Titanic and that whole situation specifically seems to really, really, really interest children. And I wonder why that is. If you have any insights on that, send it to me. I'd like to hear your thoughts. News25week.com. And remember to put Hey Shauna, SHAUNA, in the subject line so I know it's for me. I really would like to hear your thoughts on that because I think it's just an interesting concept that kids, especially that young, are that interested in something that happened so long ago. And moving on, we're going to talk about this lady who I thought this was a funny story and one I could relate to. So there's a lady who lives in Westlake, Ohio, and she triggered a welfare check because her family couldn't reach her. So police responded to check on her. She's 91 years old, and she's a part of the city's Are You OK daily call program. So officers found her safe but deeply focused on playing video games. They said she was trying to beat her highest score, and so that's how she ended up missing all of the calls from her family and friends trying to check on her and ask her if she was okay, as well as the Are You Okay program. They place a call to the elderly and just asking, making sure they're all right every day. And she missed all those calls. And so when the police got there, they found her in her bedroom trying to beat her highest score. And police say the situation ended with relief and a good laugh. That is hilarious to me. I know one year I got wrapped up in Candy Crush. I had to delete it from my phone, delete the app, because I'm telling you, I got hooked on Candy Crush. And they almost got me to spend money. But when I got to that point, when I had the urge to start spending money, I went ahead and deleted it. But it sounds like this 91-year-old woman she may be so good she doesn't have to. But it sounds like she may have already gotten there. I think the game was something about like, it was similar to Candy Crush, but not quite. It's something like where you have to line up the different color balls and stuff. But she's okay. She is okay. I just don't understand. I mean, well, maybe sometimes you don't hear it because I know my niece and when my brother was younger, they would be watching TV. Now, my brother would be playing games on the Nintendo, okay? That's how old I am. And he couldn't hear you. Like, you could be sitting right next to him talking to him and he wouldn't hear you. My niece is the same way. So I wonder if it's one of those situations where she was just completely zoned out, or if she just literally was thinking to herself, I'm not answering, I'm trying to do something. Either way, she's okay. God rest her soul, or bless her soul, she's all right. So from a lighthearted moment to a remarkable piece of aviation history, I thought you might be interested in this. If you're not new here, you know that I am fascinated myself with a piece of history, and that is Amelia Earhart. So rare recordings of Amelia Earhart have been restored. I bet that's cool to hear. And I will tell you more about that after the break. Welcome back to More Good News Only. So, more on that audio that was revived from Amelia Earhart. So, it's a speech. It is up, I think it was in, yes, it was in 1932. So, this speech was revived and show you that video. So, the speech was revived. And it just described a terrifying moment during her solo Atlantic flight. Researchers at the Library of Congress removed the fragile record, recovered the fragile record using advanced technology. They converted it into a digital format. And the public can now hear her voice nearly a century later. I bet that's haunting. Like, I would, I bet it's haunting. Now, this is one that fascinates me, and I was a little bitty kid. I mean, obviously, this happened way before I got here, but so I guess maybe I can relate to little kids being fascinated by the Titanic. But it's just something about these kinds of mysteries that involve real people. It's not like a book someone wrote, right? Like a fictional book someone wrote. They're not just characters. They're human beings who had ambitions and, who did things, who created something, were passionate about going after their goals or their interests. And in doing that, you know, incredible mysteries that made history happen. And this is one of them. I've always been very intrigued by this whole thing. Like, how does a person just evaporate off the face of the earth and we can't find them for all of this time? So it's very interesting. But from aviation history to wildlife care. Now, this was cute. I thought he done that. I mean, the way he's sleeping there. This is a lion, and it kind of looked like a big dog. You know those big dogs that have all the fur, like I think it's called a chow. It kind of looked like that, but at the wildlife sanctuary in Minnesota, a rescued lion is getting a second chance. 2.5-year-old Keros underwent a vasectomy and medical exams. The procedure helped maintain natural traits while ensuring responsible care. So they were saying that this vasectomy, with the vasectomy, he can keep his mane. So I wonder, I don't know. If you know the answer to this, let me know. I wonder if when the lions undergo like sterilization, like if they do other types, if they do lose their manes, but it says that with this vasectomy he can keep his mane and his social standing because of what the mane represents. The procedure helps maintain natural traits, and founder Tammy Theus says each lion can cost up to $20,000 a year in care. The sanctuary highlights the long-term commitment needed to rescue exotic animals. We'll be more with More Good News Only after break. Welcome back to more Good News Only. So, a group of runners made history in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I thought this was cool. I thought it was really actually kind of funny. Um, I thought you might find it interesting as well. So, they are running a marathon, but it's not just like a marathon, right? Like it's actually is led by Jacob Sargent and Henry Giles. The team visited 176 fast food restaurants in 24 hours. The challenge combined endurance and running with strategic eating. Like that is so, and it's so interesting because there's 8 of them, I believe. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they said there were 8 of them. And so they will get something small. And of course, they all share it because they don't want, you can't overeat, right? You can't be just too full and run into situations like, being full trying to run. So you want to be careful with that. And I thought that was so cool. So strategic the way they're doing this. They surpassed their previous record of 150 stops. So now that means that they reached their record of 176 in 24 hours. The group says the goal was adventure and proving big achievements can happen close to home. Congratulations to them. These are stories that I like to hear. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You set one that you're passionate about and you do your best, you can reach it. And if you don't, you try and try and try again until you do. Anything is possible as long as you don't give up. Well, that's a wrap for me today. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at week.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out the evening newscast and meet me back here tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I always do this every Friday. Meet me back here on a Monday morning for more Good News Only. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.